welcome to SuperAthlete TV. Really excited to be with Junior and Golfi Global today, where we are going to learn about a couple different things. One, how important movement and balance and coordination can be to all ages and all levels and all sports and all athletes. And then two, something that I think is really kind of undervalued in the world, which I think Junior does an extraordinary job of demonstrating all day, every day, and that's what it takes to become a master of your craft. Really excited to be here. Let's get into it. With the Golfi brand, but what you're saying is that
I'm the person who's I'm gonna do the things that I'm gonna take in the kid that everybody says ain't gonna be someone. I'm gonna take in the kid who ain't never played a sport before. I'm gonna take in the kid who come to me and told me he can't run, he can't jump, he can't do anything. Most coaches want stars. They want dogs. You know, they want things that's pretty. You know what I'm saying? That's why I set the model and all different things. But when things are rough, things are tough, majority of the people run from that or say it's too much. I mean, we do it in relationships. Am I wrong? As soon as something gets tough, the first thing we want to do, oh, I don't want that, instead of fight through it. So another way I explain it, if it started raining right now, right here, right? Are you going to run to the car or are you going to walk?
Me, personally, I'd probably walk. But
same, I'm going to walk. I'm not going to run. The reason why I'm not going to run, because if on my way running to that car, I might slip and bust my knee and bust my chin open and now I got blood anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And as I'm on the floor bleeding, guess what happened? It stopped raining.
Yeah.
So I ran for no effing reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, what is that? You know, so it's like in life, when things get tough, people like to panic. People like to waver. People like, instead of just, you know what? I'm already going through this. Let's fight through it. Let's use it as a lesson and let's move forward. You gotta put himself. But sometimes people don't have that mental toughness to do that. You know, so when it comes to the Golfi brand, to your question, each of us have our own role. You know, and all of us are status quo in our own role, but we embrace our own roles in a different way. And it's like, I use that analogy because, you know, hey, I need you to do this. I'm going to do that. You know, I'm the guy, like I said, is going to come in, and if a kid is all the way over there, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to go work it. You know, by myself. You know, I don't need to have them all the way in there. You know, I'm all the way inside the group. I'm also a guy who might have a pro athlete, you know, with me, and I might have him working out with a 5-year-old. You know, I'm not going to separate him and make him feel like he's better than the normal population. No, I put that 5-year-old in that same workout with him because guess what? I'm going to remind you about the bad habits that you forgot about and that you have now used as good habits. While this little kid doesn't have any bad habits. He only has good habits. So while you're running and not running through the cone, that little kid is running through the cone and he's going to be like, Coach, that's 5 push-ups. He didn't run through the cone. But an older kid is going to be like, man, he tired. That's okay, because when I go up and I'm tired, I'm going to do the same thing, and he not going to judge me because he did it.
Yeah.
But a little kid, just as you guys saw in that session prior to this, he was tired. But when I told him to go get a drink of water, what did he do? He took a sip, gave it back to his dad, and was ready to go. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a good habit. You get what I'm saying? As for us, we going to take a sip. We might take a knee.
Yeah.
We might relax. We might be like, let me get 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
I was trying to give him a break.
Yeah.
I was trying to give him more time, but he's like, no.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. I'll take my break on the way home with my dad.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what I mean by I try to maneuver in this training world different from other trainers because I don't care about all of that. Because in my athlete career, I was all of this. Not everybody who's a coach or a trainer got to live that life of being the star player of a team or scoring a whole bunch of touchdowns or having people want to sign autographs. They didn't got to go through that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got to live that. So when it comes to clout or it comes to all those different things, I don't care about it, but I do want to be heard. I do want to be seen. I do want to be valued at the same time. So I can't get it twisted to say, I'm going to stay in the back. and not speak or not see people, you know, I'll be a liar if I said that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not gonna walk around and be that person where it's like, I want to be super athlete. Nah, you're super athlete. You get what I'm saying? That's your brand. That's who you are. I want you to be the best version of you. I'm not gonna throw salt on your name or down you just because of who you are. Nah, I believe there's a bag big enough for all of us. You know, so that is how I look at it.
That's beautiful. And then in terms of like, what would you say are some of like your specific kind of high level principles that you're talking about in terms of like footwork?
Okay.
And like, I know the swerve running
Yes.
was something that you guys really, if I remember correctly, you guys brought that really to professional football.
Yes.
But what are some kind of high level movement things that you guys go through?
To be honest with you, I'm basically a movement specialist. And when it comes to any type of movement in any sport, I'm going to perfect that. So, for example, I've had a tennis athlete come to me. First session, we're going to do some things. First thing I'm going to do is tell them to send me some clips. That whole day, I'm going to look at that. I'm not going to look at football. I'm not going to look at basketball. I'm not going to look at anything. I'm going to look at tennis. And then I'm going to go look at a superior athlete. And I'm going to look at that superior athlete and be like, okay, what is setting you from the rest? It has to be your movement. Because at the end of the day, everyone is skilled to be a professional athlete, right? But their unique genetic makeup and maybe their training is what separates them. You could be doing something different in your training than this person that might give you a slight edge. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, after that, it's like, okay, now, all right, let me put in these formulas from what I know, from what I do, and now let me add in, I'll put like this little seasoning from what you're bringing me from your world and put it in this pot, and then we create a formula. Okay, this formula might not work. I need to go to the tree. Okay, I got to grab a different seasoning and throw it in there. And it's like, when it comes to deceleration, accelerating, change of direction, body control, understanding your right and left foot, warm up. You know, those are things that we take very, 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 very keen to. Other people don't really care for those things. You know, I'm the type of person where you guys can start doing something and I'm going to look at your body and I'm going to be like, so, Chase, what's wrong with your right hip? You must be laying on your right hip a lot when you go to sleep. And you're going to look at me like, what, bro? Like, hold on, you in my house, you got cameras on? But no, just by the way you walking or the way you're doing things, you're showing me a slight defect. Now, not everyone can do that. And it's not something that you had to go to school for. Okay? One, is a gift, but two, an cold, honest truth, right? Albert Einstein became a great scientist because he what? Stayed in his laboratory and did countless hours of what? Formulas, mixing things, doing what he was doing, to the point where people what? Called him crazy, right? But he was a genius at the same time.
Yeah.
You know? Doing things that other people don't want to do.
Sticking with problems longer. Yeah.
As for us, for the last 10 years, from Monday to Sunday, 365 days a year, we're outside, training, moving, watching bodies, watching things, all different types, tall, short, ladies, thick, skinny, kids, fat, small, skinny, fast, athletic, non-athletic, injuries. So it comes to a point where there's a little mason jar of every prototype, every body that I've came across. So it's getting to the point where it's like, hey, Junior, I need this, this, and this, and this, and this.
You've seen it before, a lot.
You're on the top shelf. Let me go get this jar, and here goes the remedy, and there we do. Now, mind you, it isn't going to be. Now, this is where people mess up. I've seen it before, right? But it's not you, right? But guess what? I'm gonna take a little bit of this, right? But I'm gonna learn from you and create a whole new one. I'm not going to keep this same formula and put this formula on you because that's you. You're a whole different body. See, us athletes and us trainers and us coaches want, when we get a formula or a product or something that we think works, we think it's for everyone. Am I lying?
Yeah, it's easy. That's the easy way to do it.
That's the easy way to do it, right?
Yeah.
But it's really not.
Yeah.
Because each individual is different. Your body might function or take something different than mine. Then there's something that we both could use, and our body might take it and elevate. Or I might take something and I give it to you, and it might not help you the way that it helps me. You get what I'm saying? We don't recognize that. We just think what we have is just it. That's why our motto is change lives one session at a time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you remember, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to turn you into $1 million in one session. There's no way.
Yeah.
But we stay consistent.
Yeah.
We keep working. We do what we're supposed to do. Now we're building that rapport. Now we're building a system. Now we're building all these different things to where now this product could work. Now, in order for that to happen, right? Have you ever heard of something called the conscious and the unconscious component?
Yes.
Okay, what is it? And I know you're asking me questions, but what is it?
So I'll look at that. Conscious competency would be, I know how to do it, but I gotta like think about it to do it, which is gonna slow me down. So unconscious competency, I know how to do it, and then I've done enough reps with my body where I don't have to think about it. Yeah.
You just now understood training the right way.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of MMA lately, and then we had I don't know if you follow MMA, but that crazy white boy that just beat Israel Adesanya, his striking coach came into the gym that I train at, and he was talking about how, like, who these people with like amazing conditioning, they'll come into the gym and they'll get really tired quickly, and then there'll just be some overweight motherfucker who could just get in there all day because they like to fight. And that's what he's talking about, is like these people are like thinking about combinations, or like I need to do this, and it's like taxing on the mind, right? Instead of just having that unconscious competency in doing
Okay,
it.
so you ready?
Yeah.
What if someone doesn't know how to tap into the unconscious competence?
The athlete, the coach.
The athlete.
Then they're gonna
forget about the coach.
They're gonna be slow. They're gonna be slower. Yeah.
That's what's going on, bro. The coaches don't know how to make the player untap into his unconscious competence. You're just putting him through things, and then he gets into the game or he gets into the fight, and he's like, like you said, he's moving slow. Rather, here goes the guy who's he can do it with his eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? Because he's done it, rep after rep after rep after rep after rep. But see, this is where we win, right? It's like you came to me, for example. You just scored 4 touchdowns in a game, right? So most people, oh my God, Chase, great job, chest bump. That's what I'm talking about. First thing I'm gonna ask you is, how did you score? You see where I went? Can you tell me what you did?
So you can replicate it. Yeah.
What covers were they in? How did what was it, a pass? Was it a run? Were they short? How many tackles did you break? Because I don't care about the end point, meaning the money, the check. I care about, how did you get to the destination? How did you get, what is the work that you put in to get this check? Because it don't work like that. We don't just wake up, all right, I lied, because we can't wake up and there's money in our bank account. If we do it right. But we don't just wake up and then there's just money in our living room. It don't work like that. We got to go put a little bit of work in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm a firm believer in trying to get these kids to understand, especially right now, where they're living in the world of what? Instant gratification, that you got to put in a little bit of work. And when we grew up, all the things that we did would have been viral in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? We all would have been big time top athletes, but we didn't live in the world of camera. So now the little thing that these kids do goes viral, and now they forgot about the work, because now they're getting glorified. Now they're 20K worth of followers. 100K worth of followers. While we've been putting in work, no hating, while we've been putting work for years of putting out real content for years, but then you do one thing and now you're walking around like no adult can talk to you. Which is the reason why you see the transfer portal like how it is when it comes to sports. You got kids who starters and making 500K just to go to school. And then will look you in the face and say, you're not paying me enough. What? Okay, I understand it. Yes. Let me get my money. But the average, American makes 42?
Something like that.
Something like that, you know what I'm saying? And
you
complain about 500K?
Yeah.
Tripping. But I feel like we've now allowed ego to take over what's real. And we've all known since the beginning of time, ego has always been something that's hurt the man. You know, women really haven't had to deal with that until now. Which you're now seeing women take over. They're more, I would say, manipulative than we are. But it's because we created that world for that. You know, not being, I'll call it masculine. Not being a man, not being able to show kids or a woman what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's an all ripple effect of everything, in my opinion. And before you go, we live in a world of trend. Okay? Am I lying? Everything is a trend nowadays. The right trend can change everything. So what's wrong with being good? Why hasn't that been a trend yet?
That's what I was going to ask, because you've been doing this for a long time. You've been very driven for a long time. How do you separate that with your ego? How do you keep your ego in check, especially when your family and this brand, you know, status and the glitz and all that is such a big part of that, and then yet you're here at this park in Davie every day.
Every day,
which is a very admirable thing.
Yes.
So how do you separate that?
My life, as simple as that could be. This morning I caught a lift here. Everywhere I go, I gotta catch a lift, or I'm gonna clean up this field, pack that bag, put this bag on my back, and I'm gonna walk home. And I don't need no complaints, no whatsoever. So it's like, that's what keeps me humble. You know, the simple fact that, okay, I'm gonna shoot one at you. You follow sports?
Yes.
Okay. Kat, you follow sports? I know you're in the background, right? Name a person in sports that was All-American from freshman to senior year, off the top of your head.
In football?
Doesn't matter. Any sport. That's hard, right?
Yeah, I can't think of anybody.
My name is Theron Allen Jr. I was an All-American from freshman all the way to my senior year.
Okay.
In football.
Okay. Pop quiz, legit.
Ran 4.2 in a 40. Ran 10.00 in a 100.
Yeah.
Have over 5,000 yards in my career. Have over 50 touchdowns in my. You know, I still play to this day. I won a championship in 2022.
Yeah.
But I didn't make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
There goes my humility right there. There's nothing that you can't tell me in the sports world that I haven't done, except the check. But as for accolades, as for being in the room, being the guy, being the superstar, all of that, I've done that. So basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, what is status quo to me? As crazy as that sounds. But that's where I lose, because I've lived that life, and now we live in a world where that life is what you're supposed to be.
Potentially.
No.
Okay.
It's the truth.
Okay.
You gotta show off. If you're not posting content, if you're not posting your brand, talking about yourself, showing your value, you think people are gonna respect you?
Yeah, I think it's finding the balance between, like, how do you become a master level coach while
yes and no
trying to work on all that.
Yes and no. Look at the social media world. I'm not meaning what you do behind the scenes. I'm meaning what you show as in marketability. If you're not a person who want to be marketed, then you're not gonna want status quo.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've never marketed myself
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't care about status quo.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I cared about status quo, I would have marketed myself better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, like you're saying, find that balance
Mm-hmm.
of knowing I'm afraid of if I get into that world, what happens if I do become that person?
Mm-hmm.
Now I just contradicted everything I just built.
Mm. And then do you feel rooted in your values of like, I made the right choice?
I'm gonna put it like this. This might sound crazy, and we got it on camera. I'm 30. I turned 35. You know, so it's like for me, I don't get to see and touch things that I feel like people around me or people have. But I do believe about 50, 60, 70, I'm going to be living very lavishly because the things that I'm invested in are small.
Right.
And it's like, that's why my name is Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
I plant seeds so they can grow. I'm a man with nothing, but I have faith. And I'll literally, perfect example, we've had countless talks. Now, a lot of people talk to you, but even sometimes it might be hard to even talk to me. But at the same time, you know, you could come to me with an idea and I'm going to what?
You'll listen.
I'm going to listen. I'm going to try to make it be real, make it be something that it could be. And it's like, not a lot of people, I would say in my area or my circumstance or my platform can do that or want to do that, you know, or even want us to do that with them. You know, like it's a lot of.
And you think that's because they're thinking about what am I going to get out of it?
Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb. Or their brand is bigger, so it's going to benefit them more than it will benefit me. And that's a lot that goes on where that's why I'm at the park, because a lot of people don't want me around because the moment I walk in, the kids want to give me a hug. And now the kid don't want to be underneath you. Oh, snap, that's Gold Feet. He's so cool. We love him. You know, so it's like, it's that part. But like, you know, if you really know me, you're going to know, oh, he's going to come in there and he's going to be trying to make everything work for you as long as you what? Look out for him. And not a lot of people look out for me besides my family. So it's like, that's where, for me, like I said, as for status quo and marketability, it's been hard in the prior years for me to blow up the way my brother has or the brand because I'm afraid of marketing myself, because I don't want to put myself in a manner of people want to judge me or people want to do something. But now, as into this day, as in 2024, excuse my language, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks anymore. You know, if you think that I'm snobby, if you think that I have something up my butt, or you think that I'm too good, that means you need to step up and elevate yourself. You're downing yourself because you're mad that I've been doing this for a long time and I'm elevating every single year. And it's like, I used to want everyone to love me. Now I don't care if anyone does, because I know, like you guys saw, who does. And it's real and it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think that I was allowing others, meaning the outside world, stop me. And I think that's why I'm saying, you know, I'm saying what I'm saying as for status quo and marketability, it's ego. And if you're able to have humility and understand where you came from, then you're going to be able to maneuver, because you can't get lost in the sauce. And I've seen a lot of people get lost in the sauce. I even got lost in the sauce in my playing career, where I thought you couldn't tell me anything and I'm going to get drafted. I'm going to hear my name on that day. And the crazy thing about it is, the day that I entered the draft was May 1st, 2013. My birthday's May 1st. So what better birthday present? And then not to hear your name called? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it was like everything, all the dots were aligned, but then it don't happen. Could easily be strung out, could easily be crazy, could easily be all these different things. But I remember I did an interview right before I entered the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. It's still on Google to this day. It says one of the best NAIA running backs of all time. And the last paragraph, the interview asked me, he says, what do you see yourself doing with your life?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, if I don't make it, I see myself in South Florida, helping my community,
Mm-hmm.
making sure kids don't ever feel or be like Theron Allen Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2013.
That's beautiful.
It's 2024.
Yeah.
And I'm literally living what I spoke.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me now, I tell people, and that's why I'm saying this, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that just sounds crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Mm.
Speak what you want first,
Mm-hmm.
not what you need. You just speak what I just said. And I know that sounds crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. If I had said I was going to go play for the Miami Dolphins,
Mm-hmm.
we're number 28, have an amazing career for 5 to 10 years, win a Super Bowl, get a gold jersey, my life probably would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
But my purpose, I spoke my purpose,
Mm.
not what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So God gave me my purpose,
Mm.
not what I want.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're not ready for your purpose, it could break you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a world of what? Temptations.
Right.
And wants. And that's why I say the ego and the humility part is hard. Because if you ain't never gone through nothing, this ego is never going to drop.
Mm.
And then you got to think about it too. The moment that this person who ain't never been through something, go through something, what normally happens to them? They never bounce back.
Yeah, because they haven't gone through the reps of being able to handle it.
And it comes back to what you just said.
Yeah.
Reps, right?
Yeah.
So this is all from life to your practice to your game. No matter what, you have to have the reps. So we go a whole nother way. Your girl, if you didn't have the reps of doing what you're doing, what is she going to think you did? You're sorry. But if you put in the reps, you're going to be able to. So everything that we do, have to be able to put these reps in. You have to be able to do something. You're not going to just miraculously show up and just be great at it. You're going to be good at it, but not be great at it. And I feel like wordplay is also something that we got to take account for. Because, all right, I'm going to go one for you. How many letters good have?
4.
How many letters okay have?
4.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Great.
5.
Elite.
5.
Fantastic. A lot.
8. 8.
Yeah. Excellent.
8.
You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
So why we want to be good? It's the same as okay.
I've never heard that frame before. I like that. Yeah.
Everything else is bigger.
Yeah.
So why we want to be good?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I say, like, the things that we speak and the things that we say is so much more powerful than we really know if we just take the time and just analyze what we're talking about or analyze what we're speaking. We're literally speaking our life. So why not take it a little bit more serious? Why not? That's why, like I said, I call myself Johnny. Why not pour that love, that light, that water on that seed so it could grow? Right now, we're planting seeds right now. All three of us right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. Because eventually, someone's going to hear this. Someone's going to see this. It doesn't matter if no one or one person or a million people. Someone is going to be able to connect on what we're talking about. And I feel like that's the things that people have to stop being afraid of. Is this. Everyone's behind a screen, sending a text message, afraid of what you might say to me or things you might hurt, instead of face-to-face conversation, putting it all on the line, and just embracing perspectives. And I think that's where we have to start doing, is taking in stuff. Stop being so damn sensitive.
I love that. And then to wrap this up here, we have a lot of people who follow us who like, they go to these are like guys in their 30s, women in their 30s who are like entrepreneurs, business people. So they go to the gym and then they'll do their cardio stuff and things like that. Do you feel like that it would be beneficial for people like that to do some sort of movement training, and why?
Yes. Now, the reason why I believe in this is I had just got some PT done. And she brought up something to me, the lady, and she said, you know, I went to this place and they were working, and there were people sitting at a desk. And because you're sitting at a desk, you're not moving your body. So she told them every once in a while, get up and do some squats.
Yeah.
Just to keep the body flowing.
Yeah.
Or get up, do some movements or your bands. And going on to the story, I was training one of my kids Tuesday, and his dad was watching me train him, and walks up and says exactly what you just said. And he goes, Coach, I'm sitting here watching you train, and I really think that you need to start training people who work regular jobs so that they get more active because of their job having their body still. And my mom has problems with her body because she used to be extremely active, and now she stopped being active. And mind you, this might sound funny, everything we do in our life is really an exercise. And you're probably like, what? So I'm gonna give you an example. So when you go use the bathroom, that's exercise. You're burning calories. When you have sex, that's exercise. You go pick something up, bend down, that's an exercise. You get what I'm saying? Like, every movement that we do in our household, reaching for something, that's an exercise. So if you're not putting in the reps to do those things, right, and you move a certain way, like to bend something and pick it up, aren't you going to hurt your back?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to hurt your leg or hurt your knee? So I believe that they don't need weights.
Yeah.
They could just do movements, their body weight. Perfect example, that kid this morning, I literally just had him standing on his foot and squat. And after 5 reps, he had to do this. That's just your own body weight. So you mean to tell me that you can't handle your own body weight? So it's like, you don't need those certain things. It's just teaching them, you don't need a lot, just a little bit. It could be nice little footworks, nice little squats, running in place with a timer. You don't gotta, I'm not telling you to be Usain Bolt or a professional athlete, just enough to where you're gonna be able to function, you're gonna be able to move, you're gonna feel a lot better. And I believe, which you could back me up on this, when it comes to working out, right? Once you start seeing gains, what happens?
You get momentum and you want to do more.
So eventually, what you think is going to happen to that person?
They're going to keep progressing, hopefully.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They're going to want to do, they might start running on the track. They might start, hey, I might do a marathon. Or, hey, you know what? I wonder if there's a 35 and up basketball league or a 35 and up flag football league. But 2 years prior to that, you were saying you couldn't move no more. But you're motivated for something. So you're right. I do believe that people who are in their mid-30s or 40s should do some type of movement, because to be honest with you, that's allowed me to move like I'm still in my 20s, because I'm literally doing movement. I mean, my legs look good. My arms, I still got, my veins popping out, look good. Which, I saw you warming up, stretching, doing your exercise. This is like, we have to keep that blood flowing in the body. And I feel like the moment that you stop, that's when sickness and injuries and things start to happen to you when you get older.
And I think it's really functional too, just in terms of being able to sprint if you need to sprint, or be able to lift if you need to lift, pick something off the ground. So I just think movement like this is much more functional than running on a treadmill or
Yes.
running on a bike or things like that. And I mean, a lot of what you're talking about too is this is balance and coordination and things like that. So
don't get me wrong, like I don't think, treadmills and things like that are bad. I love them. I just feel like,
can you add something like this?
I feel like we forget about this. I feel like everyone gets so caught up back into the glitz and glamours. There goes this fancy gym, there goes this machine and all these different things, and then there goes that guy with the cones and the hurdles and all this stuff. We don't want to go to him. And then you come out here and you're like, yo, imagine if we gave him some fancy equipment, what he would do. And that's the scary part, which is where I feel like eventually will happen the day that GoFeet opens a gym. Oh man, the sports world is in trouble, because now you're putting us in a realm where we get to use the same equipment as other people. And I get to mix and match and do, oh man. So it's just, that's why I embrace who I am. I've always learned, run your own race. I don't need to be trying to run run a mile when I'm a sprinter. I might do the 400, but nah, I'm not doing the 800 or the mile. Nah, that's for you. Hey, we could do the 4x4 together. You know what I'm saying? But
that's legit.
But I'm good. I don't want no 2 mile. Nah. You know what? I could call somebody for you though, who does the 2 mile or the mile. But me, I'm good.
And then last question, I really admire you in terms of how dedicated you are. Like seem like your goal is you want to become a master of this. Why do you feel like that's important, and why do you feel like people, whether it's coaches or just people who do what they do, you gave the analogy of the garbage person earlier, but why do you feel like it's important that people really strive to get better at what they do every day, and why what you're talking about, this importance of being great over good?
Because you have to be able to accept criticism. You have to be able to accept that you're going to have a client or a parent or a coach or anyone that's going to come up to you and actually challenge your spirit. So you have to be mentally prepared for that. And what I mean by being a master, right? The master might not even be with your craft. It could be your emotions. It could be your interactions. It could be how you talk to people. It could be marketability. It could be a series of different things, because see, some people probably could coach, but they can't train. But then they know how to market themselves. You know what I'm saying? Then there's some people who know how to train, but they can't coach. Train and can coach, but they can't market themselves. Then there's people who can't coach or can't train, but they know how to market themselves. So it's like, you got to be able to find the certain things and work on it. And it's like, since we started GoFeet, it's like we're no different than the person who we're training. And what I mean by that is, when they're in season, I'm in off season. So I'm in the gym, I'm working out, I'm in the room, I'm reading books, I'm trying to keep my mental right, because as soon as off season's over with, it's on and popping, because now I'm getting pulled from wherever. I'm working 8:30 all the way till 7. And that many of the time, there's no water, there's no food, there's no nothing. But like this, I took one sip. And y'all probably didn't even know that I took a sip today. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, to the point where I became a machine. And it's like, now, because I'm a machine, it's like the same thing like I'm going to tell a kid or anyone else, right? GoFeet is gold. So when you go to the Olympics, is there anything higher than gold? No, right? There's bronze, there's silver, and there's gold. So we still hold ourselves to that same mantra. So I'm going to continue to get better every year. I'm going to continue to work on certain things. I'm going to continue to learn how to interact with different people. And it's like, I'm even going to say this to what you're saying. The reason why I feel like mastering and becoming a better individual at what I'm doing is even seeing the development and elevation in other people. So someone else that I want to give flowers to is even you. From even seeing you from when I first met you to even now, you're a complete different person. Your energy is different. Your spirit is different. You're more in tune with yourself. To me, that's through experiences. That's probably going through ups and downs, not all goods, some bads, but now you found, to me, I don't know if I could be wrong. Now, to me, you found some type of formula or some type of routine that's allowing you to elevate as well. And it's like, I firmly believe in energy. I firmly believe in you meet people for a reason. Even if, yes, my destination might be going to that gate right there, but if I'm not mistaken, there's a sidewalk right there, there's a sidewalk right there, and we're on grass. So there's 3 different ways that we could get to that gate, but we're still getting to that gate. If you get what I'm saying. And it's like, now, I could be wrong, we're at that point where now we're meeting and we're walking through that gate. And it's like, it's special to me because it's like, once again, I seen what you was doing from the beginning, and now I see where you at. This might sound funny, but that kid just fell off the bike while we was doing this straight ahead. But anyways,
let's see how fast he gets up. Let's see where he's at mentally. Let's see how fast he gets up.
Nobody's seen it, but
like you said earlier, he's getting the reps in of learning how to fall off.
Learn how to fall off. Facts, big facts. But it just, I think that's how special this world is knowing that despite what you go through, the ability to get back up and still keep going is beautiful, man. And I'll never, ever be upset of my past or things that I failed at or things that I lack, because one, I know I'm rich in spirit. 2, I know it's coming. 3, I know that the people who are getting taken care of in this realm that we're in is doing unbelievable things. So for me to question anything, I'll be foolish, and I might as well just call myself insane. And I don't think I'm insane. I think I'm pretty smart. You know, I don't even want to say smart. I don't think I'm a genius, just because of I'm willing and I'm able to do things other people are not. You know?
Yeah. There's a layer of wisdom there. Well, I appreciate it, man. Let's train.
Oh, I'm ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Yeah. You can swing the arm. Yeah. For movement. Yeah. You put. Yeah. Yeah. Now you're going to face the camera sideways. Keep space between your feet. Yeah. Keep space between your feet. Good. Back. Good. Yes, sir. Good. Okay. Now, some nice little Frankensteins. Touch your toes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do want to ask you this question. Did your boys get tall? Or they are they same height? I know the last
they're getting taller, man. They both got NBA dreams right now. So
I remember the last time I seen they were kind of tall.
The 14-year-old's about 5'11", and then the 12-year-old's he's gonna be the really tall.
That's
one.
What you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Hey, this great. Now we got ankle taps.
Okay.
Gonna do is we got shuffles. You can face her. We're gonna shuffle down, and as soon as you hit the cone, all the way back. Keep the space between your feet. Keep the shoulder square. Push back. Good. Yes, sir. Take care of your movement. Yeah. Remember, good knee step. Good. Yeah. Yeah. And then make sure you come to a complete stop. Yeah. There you go. Absorb that weight. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. So now we're just gonna get a little bit to get the feet activated. Up on your toes, back on your heels. Up on your toes, back on your heels. Yep. Find that balance. So you should feel it in your shins and calves right now. You're gonna hold that foot out, and we're gonna go 10 circles. I feel like this is the things where people wonder, like, how is he still running like this? How is he still running? How is he able to move? But it's like, you feel it. Like, you feel it in your body right now, your feet, your calves. It's like, yo, what? I didn't know I have these extra muscles, all these extra things, and now it's being activated. It's like, and they're doing it every day. So it's like I said before, like, I really feel like I'm a machine, bro. Like, it's to the point where literally, and she could vouch for me for this, she didn't see me warm up. And I came out and I was just sprinting already. Like, I don't need to do certain stuff. I don't need, yes, you do. Not everyone could do that. You know, I know we're on a mic, but like, doing this every day, non-stop, warm up after warm up, drill after drill. It's like the body is already programmed, like we talked about, the unconscious competent knows what to do. Come right back in motion. So the next thing, we hear good hips, 10. Yep. Matter of fact, we'll go 5. Just do 5, and then once you get 5 back the way. Good. And then after that, we're gonna be here for body weight, 5. Hold it for 2. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, up. Yep. Find that balance. So what this is for, we should be strengthening that part right there, this part, and this part. Okay.
And are you seeing some?
Yeah, I love it.
No, are you seeing with?
I could tell. All right, let me ask you just 2 questions, okay? Have you gained weight or lost weight? And keep it honest.
Gain weight, like good weight, but still, I can feel it. I had a football knee injury on this in high school, and when I gain, I feel like.
So this is
like
what
it's taking more custom to get used to the weight.
I was just gonna. So what it is right now, right? And the funny thing is, I'm the same way. Okay. And I'm gonna explain what's going on. You're so powerful with your body right now, adding that weight, lifting whatever, that you don't know how to control the power.
That was great, Junior. Thank you. Appreciate you. God bless you, man. And then I got 2 quick questions as we wrap this up here.
Yes, sir.
One, for people who want to start incorporating some kind of movement practice into their life, what is one thing you feel like that they can do?
I would say little footwork movement drills. I would say squats. I would say learn how to absorb your body weight, and then learn how to move your body just a little bit. Put on some music and learn how to dance. That's all.
I think that's beautiful, and I think next question, I think even more important, even more needed now. What do you think is one thing people can do to kind of be able to detach themselves from the status and all the stuff that's kind of driving people because of social media in this era that we live in terms of being able to just focus on their craft and on helping others? What do you feel like people can do to work toward that? Because I think it's just the world needs it.
Okay. First thing is have faith. Your faith could be in anything. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to have faith in a certain type of religion. Just have belief in yourself, belief in God, belief in any higher power above. The next thing that I will say is understand perseverance. Understand that you're gonna go through something. Understand that things are gonna go good for you, things are gonna go bad for you, but you're still able to walk and keep moving on this earth. So the ability to take in the things that's happening in your life and then regurgitate them and then have different perspectives of it and take in different perspectives, I believe is the way to be able to handle status quo and be able to handle yourself when it comes to not having a humility for certain experiences or being able to go to where you want to go in life.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I feel like it's just about showing up and digging the foundation every day. And the deeper the foundation, the stronger the building is to be able to bring everything that life throws at it.
Yes.
So, Junior, appreciate you. We'll put all of his socials in the description below, and follow for more free performance tips.